I think the pace and the intensity of the Northcoders bootcamp is a real good preparation for life working as a software developer. And the Northcoders bootcamp had fast-moving challenges to move through and was teaching myself new skills at quite a fast rate. And those are qualities that I've needed since starting this job. I'm always learning to do new things within my current work environment and kind of consolidate my learning as I go along, and the bootcamp was great preparation for that. So my name is Rich. I work here at CloudJungle in Liverpool city centre. So I was lucky enough to find this role just a few weeks after graduating from the bootcamp. So I've coming up on 2 years that I'll have worked here. CloudJungle is quite a small employer with around 10 employees, and probably compared to some companies, we've got a lot of direct contact with our end clients and end users ourselves. You know, I'm not only pushing as far as a senior developer and then that's me done with the project. I'm speaking to the end users, making sure to get the right user stories out of them and getting real-time feedback on what needs doing, and having quite a leading role on quite major projects at quite big companies, within my first year or two working here. My career that I'm into now is probably my third career. I qualified as a secondary school religious studies teacher out of university, so having studied religious studies at university, so not a technical background at all. After stopping teaching, I worked as a charity caseworker for 3 or 4 years before taking the plunge and joining the bootcamp, so I am the person who's joined this from no technical background in particular. I was previously doing charity work and enjoyed that for a time, but was ready to move on to something different, partly because I wanted a bit more of a rigorous mental challenge, partly because I was looking into something that would be a bit more of a career with the potential for progression in terms of developing skills and seniority and earning more money. And already in the first 2 years, those things are coming to pass since graduating from the bootcamp and starting here. I had heard of a few friends and friends of friends who had done different coding bootcamps and, learn to code as being an option for people like me who are kind of competent with computers, but looking to do something different. I hadn't done any coding before. If you looked around the north of England, Northcoders was the bigger established brand. And when coincidentally one of my best friends told me that he'd done the bootcamp and already found employment, that was kind of the thing that pushed me over the edge to go with Northcoders, which I've not regretted. My bootcamp, I think, taught me two things. It taught me some real technical skills around, say, JavaScript and making a React mobile app, but also it taught me fundamental coding basics that would transfer to any language, including the stuff we use specifically at CloudJungle in configuring a piece of software called Salesforce. And it also taught me general problem-solving skills to understand the level of when to Google something and find an obscure Reddit post that tells me how to do it, as to when to ask my more senior colleague for help, as to when to just give it a go and see if I can get something working. All those skills have kind of been pulled together, and I think have been invaluable in helping me progress really well since starting here a couple of years ago. I really appreciated the staff to student ratio during my Northcoders bootcamp compared to when I was a classroom secondary school teacher. I remember just sitting in our Zoom calls and realizing that we were maybe 3 or 4 to 1 or something like that. So there was always a member of staff on hand whenever you needed a bit of input. So it was more that question of not could you get the support, but when do you choose to go there? When do you choose to raise your virtual hand? And knowing that there was always somebody around to talk things through. But I actually found the way the bootcamp was set up, whereby you'd be working with a partner a lot of the time, another bootcamper, that actually I kind of almost learnt more working alongside somebody at my level before I took the plunge and actually asked for help. I would say to anyone who feels they're competent with a computer and feels like they got the potential to learn to code, that you couldn't look for a better option than Northcoders to give you a broad range of training and a wider set of skills to give you the best chance of transitioning to a totally new career in tech.